Thanks, my love. So as I was talking about too, like the mom who commented in part 1 of like my fitness ramblings, it's Throat Chakra Wednesday. So it's when I like to, reply to everyone via video as if you're getting one of my voice notes, So, I know girl, what my voice notes are like. So it's just been like my approach to these comment replies is it's like using Throat Chakra Wednesday as an energetic support for me to yap, get my like sensory fix for yapping so I don't upset my husband. But then like my voice notes that have beautiful little nuggets of healing in them are now available to the world. My friend, I think I talked to you about it I don't know. I've talked to a couple people about it, like the few select people who have the honor of getting my voice notes. So anyway, now we're yapping. So to like continue on and elaborate, long-winded way of saying fitness journey part 2, on why, like, damn, thank you. Like, it's so important. Why I'm so proud of myself and all of that is like, that was me, my first heavy max effort lift. For people who know powerlifting or like weight training, when you're maxing out, it's, 92, well, a total max out is like 100+%. Like you're pushing, that's like meat stuff. You're pushing yourself to the fullest extent. So like I wasn't doing like a meat max where I was trying to see like where I fail. I wasn't going to failure in this sense that I just needed a general assessment of where I'm at after coming out of basically my Pisces return, my Saturn return, because the timing of it all aligns up around that. And I don't know if everyone's Saturn return is this way. I think it was a mixture of timing for a 1,000 reasons. I think the Saturn return was significant, but I also think that like collectively just this like the Pluto stuff, everything. Like how many I could go down so many different paths, and I know timing is inevitable in every fucking which way. I was basically cornered, boxed, like put in this like coffin, I guess, because I say it felt like I died. I finally feel reborn, and I don't mean that in like a whatever kind of way, but we're in this year of the snake, and as we're moving into the fall and the harvest, where we are like, this is where we're receiving those blessings. I just think it's interesting. It aligns with Saturn and Pisces. I'm in a Saturn like retrograde right now. All of these reflections, all of this like it's death, rebirth energy, just everywhere. So the skin has been shed, and it's like down. Oh my god, sorry, I just had an epiphany. It's down at my hips by now, like where we are, like we're in Virgo. Just like what I'm doing, like with my fitness journey, it all ties together. For people who are just here for fitness, I'm so sorry. This is tying fitness into like spirituality. So focusing on my hips, my feminine, the womb, and the more work I've done on that, which is in connection to all the things that I've been doing, is this like blossoming energy. Like that is the start of the bud working at my hip, and the petals are gonna flow out. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's just that movement. And that's why this 205 pounds was significant, because through the death and rebirth, I still fucking can lift 200 pounds. And with motor processing, so then if you bring science into it, motor processing, if I'm consistent for a good, let's be conservative for one, like in a way. Sorry. I'm laughing at things in my head. So be conservative, let's say 3 months, I would be back to where I was. And I learned that from when I broke my ankle. So 2020 hits, I get in a car accident, I break my ankle, chaos ensues. And I go from being at 300-pound deadlift to non-weight bearing, super weak. And then within a year, I won my powerlifting competition. I got the gold medal, and I'm at like a 300+ pound deadlift, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so then after that, 3 years of doing nothing. Like, and I mean that, like, I have softened, but it's weird how much, like, I've atrophied horribly, but also I'm still maintained so much, and it's like the right things fasted away from me, because I did a lot of fasting. Probably unhealthy fasting, biblical fasting. It is probably the closest I've related to certain Muslim practices, certain ancient Christian practices, and I don't know about like Jewish, like I don't know if any fasting is there, but I know there's also like Buddhist and like I think Hindu. Like anyway, fasting it's been interesting to me how there was those moments, and how like that tapping into what it means spiritually on a reset, and the cycle of kind of how long that fast was. Like I put myself and my body through a lot over the last 3 years, and physical fitness theoretically would have helped assisted through that. I firmly believe in needing to do some form of physical activity to assist in grounding your physical vessel. It's a whole thing, right? But I couldn't. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get into it. Sporadically, I think I mustered up enough energy to do a yoga or like some kind of workout. Like I said, sometimes I would lift like 135 pounds for like a single rep, and like everything just was exhausting. And I was crippled. I felt so weak and inferior in all of these things. And I was beating myself up. I was like, man, I worked so hard to get to this level, and I know I want to change, but there's a healthier way to change. But also arguing like, no, you have to go through this. This experience is for something else. Don't fucking worry about the vanity. It was all the shadow work of negative aspects of my relationship to fitness, but also pride, ego, like so many things, like self-love and self-worth being attached, these identities to fitness. And ooh, look at me. I am disciplined. I am strong. Look at me, everybody, like that Leo Moon thing. And it was still like, no, hey, look at me, flawed. It's okay. But then, like, because, like, for me to comment at the bottom, like, I was never weak, I don't want that to sound, like, I don't want to sound like these fucking cunts on social media. That was, like, an epiphany to me. Like, I was so worried about how weak I was and how weak I felt. And I've never been weak. I spent 3 years resting and healing and going through this deep metamorphosis, fucking terrified that I was going to come out the other end worse somehow. Nothing about me is worse. Nothing about me is worse. I am the best I've ever been, and everyone told me that what I was doing was so wrong and unhealthy, and I'm still physically fit. I'm still strong. Like, I'm doing a new thing, which is really exciting. Like, what's wrong with, I went from a swimmer to now doing this like calisthenic, like acrobat shit. I don't fucking really know what this is, but I am very interested in like flexibility and seeing like how I can contort my body. So it's a whole thing. So why is that bad? I don't know why like those other identities of me were so important. I guess not only to me, but the people around me. Like, I had to look a certain way, and now I don't look that way, and I'm not relatable to like those people anymore, and I kind of just don't understand why sometimes, because it's like, if you strip everything away, I'm still the same at the core. I'm still ambitious, I'm still hardworking, I'm disciplined. The only thing that's changed is how I look. I have long hair. I'm slimmer in, like, depending on what phase of my life you want to look at. I look healthier. I don't get the fucking issue. These changes that I've made have been healthy for me and for everyone around me, except the people that loved me suffering. So, anyway, this is closing now.